The upcoming DCEU is brimming with a diverse array of projects, including Creature Commandos, Waller, Lanterns, Booster Gold, and Paradise Lost. This reboot is set to redefine the very fabric of the DC universe. Where do we stand with Christopher Nolan's epic Batman series came to a somewhat perplexing conclusion. During the movie's climactic scenes, Batman heroically scoops up the bomb threatening Gotham with his Batpod and races towards the ocean, ultimately sacrificing himself to save the city. He manages to detonate the bomb safely away from Gotham, becoming the hometown hero he was always meant to be. Meanwhile, Alfred, Batman's loyal butler, heads to Florence, Italy, holding on to a glimmer of hope that he might find Bruce Wayne living a quiet life as a family man, mirroring a scenario he had described earlier in the film. In a fantastic twist, Alfred spots Bruce having lunch with Selina Kyle, which seems almost too good to be true for many viewers. Some fans interpreted this scene as another one of Christopher Nolan's signature mind-bending tricks. They believed it might be a figment of Alfred's imagination, much like the spinning top at the end of Inception. However, Christian Bale, who portrayed Batman, asserted that what we witnessed was indeed the reality. He confirmed that it was not a dream, and Bruce Wayne's retirement with Selina was genuine. Additionally, the revelation that Bruce had restored the autopilot function on the Bat further supports Alfred's vision. In The Dark Knight Rises, if Batman represented the Dark Knight, then Officer John Blake emerged as the franchise's potential successor, akin to Robin.
Before I could tell him the deal was off.
I'm sure that you've always wanted to go to Hong Kong.
What's wrong with a phone call?
I think Mr. Lau deserves him more.
Blake, an orphan who had overcome adversity, became a champion of underprivileged children and reconnected Wayne Enterprises with the orphanage he had grown up in. He was the ideal candidate to take over as Gotham's new masked hero, and the film hinted at this by showing him discovering the Batcave. While the film doesn't reveal his specific crime-fighting style, his optimistic and do-gooder attitude suggests he could be a worthy successor to Bruce Wayne's legacy. The film's closing moments, where Blake inherits the key to the Batcave, raise the question of whether there's room for a sequel. The Dark Knight Rises left the door wide open for further exploration of Nolan's dark interpretation of Gotham City, with Blake poised to take on the mantle of Batman. Numerous iconic villains from the comics remain untapped, offering ample material for future installments. However, Joseph Gordon-Levitt, who portrayed Officer Blake, cast doubt on the possibility of a fourth installment in Nolan's series, emphasizing the thematic significance of a new Batman emerging at the trilogy's conclusion. Nonetheless, even if Christopher Nolan and Joseph Gordon-Levitt are not interested in returning to the Batman material, another filmmaker could, in theory, continue where Nolan's series left off in the future. After all, Bryan Singer's Superman Returns served as a sequel to Superman 2, 26 years after the latter's release, effectively ignoring the events of Superman 3 and Superman 4. This demonstrates that there is a precedent for returning to beloved franchises after a considerable hiatus. Before Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, the Batman film series had taken a campy turn in 1997's Batman and Robin, which greatly affected the character's movie popularity. However, Nolan's series marked a significant tonal shift, offering a more serious and dramatic interpretation of the character. This shift inadvertently set a new standard for DC's extended universe films, with a darker tone influencing portrayals of Batman, Superman, and even the Justice League. This direction appeared to be continuing in subsequent DC films. Nolan's trilogy also set a precedent for standalone series, which became increasingly popular in the world of shared comic book universes. While shared universes have become a dominant trend, Nolan's Batman series demonstrated that a self-contained and well-crafted trilogy could be both financially successful and critically acclaimed. It achieved what it intended without the need for an extensive shared universe as opposed to other franchises. Christopher Nolan's Batman series came to a close with The Dark Knight Rises, leaving viewers with an ambiguous yet satisfying ending. It raised questions about the fate of Bruce Wayne and the possibility of a new Batman emerging in the form of John Blake. While the filmmakers and actors have expressed different opinions about the potential for a sequel, the series remains a significant and influential part of Batman's cinematic history. Whether or not the trilogy continues in the future, it has left a lasting impact on how superhero films are approached and presented to audiences. Bale's revelation about the one-film-at-a-time mentality shared by him and Christopher Nolan sheds light on why a fourth Dark Knight Rises movie was never made. Their commitment to a cohesive vision for the trilogy meant respecting the planned narrative arc, and they decided to conclude the story with The Dark Knight Rises. Despite Warner Brothers' interest in a fourth installment, both Bale and Nolan remained steadfast in their decision to bring the series to a close. With Christian Bale's departure from the role, the mantle of Batman was passed on to new actors. Ben Affleck took on the role in the DC Extended Universe, beginning with Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice in 2016. Affleck's portrayal provided a different perspective on the character, exploring Batman's seasoned years and his complex relationship with Superman. Additionally, Robert Pattinson stepped into the iconic role in Matt Reeves' The Batman, offering yet another fresh interpretation of the character. This version of Batman, set in a separate universe from Nolan's trilogy, delves into the early years of Bruce Wayne's crime-fighting journey, providing a darker and more detective-focused take on the character. Nolan's decision to neatly conclude his trilogy allowed subsequent filmmakers to explore different aspects of Batman's story. The ending of The Dark Knight Rises, where Bruce Wayne retires and passes on the legacy to Joseph Gordon-Levitt's character John Blake, provided an intriguing opportunity for future narratives. Blake hinted at becoming Batman's sidekick Robin could potentially have his own story arc, further expanding the universe established by Nolan. In this way, Nolan's trilogy not only served as a powerful and self-contained narrative, but also created a foundation for diverse interpretations of Batman in subsequent films and media. The enduring appeal of Batman as a character lies in his ability to adapt to different contexts and storytelling styles, ensuring that his legacy continues to captivate audiences across generations. Christian Bale's willingness to reprise his role as Batman under the direction of Christopher Nolan showcases his dedication to the character and the collaborative spirit they shared. Despite their initial pact to complete 3 films and then step away, Bale expressed his openness to returning if Nolan had another compelling story to tell within the Batman universe. However, the practicality of such a reunion might be challenging given the passage of time and the evolving landscape of DC's cinematic universe. DC's recent embrace of the multiverse concept offers an intriguing possibility for Bale's Bruce Wayne to make a return. With the introduction of various Batman iterations in projects like Matt Reeves' The Batman and Todd Phillips' Joker franchise, the idea of a multiverse allows for different versions of Batman to coexist within the same narrative framework. This approach creates opportunities for characters from different realities to interact, as demonstrated by Michael Keaton's Batman appearing alongside Barry Allen in The Flash. Similar to the multiverse concept's successful implementation in Spider-Man: No Way Home within the Marvel Cinematic Universe, DC could explore crossovers and interactions between different Batmen. This opens the door for Christian Bale's Batman to have meaningful appearances alongside other versions of the character, creating exciting storytelling possibilities and satisfying fans' desires to see their favorite iterations together on screen. In this multiverse approach, Bale's return as Batman becomes a plausible and exciting prospect. While a direct sequel to The Dark Knight Rises might not materialize, the multiverse concept offers a flexible and creative way for beloved characters like Bale's Batman to continue their journeys in unexpected and compelling ways. As long as there is a captivating story to tell, the multiverse provides a limitless canvas for exploring the enduring legacy of characters like Batman, making the prospect of Bale's return an enticing possibility for both filmmakers and audiences alike. Well, that's that for today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. And your suggestions for the future videos are always welcome in the comments below.